I'm Matt Kemp from Kemp Photography in Sydney, Australia. For those who don't know me, I'm a photographer and I'm also a photography trainer. I've just got back from 2 months over in Namibia where I ran some workshops and tours, and I want to tell you a bit about them. Namibia is in the southwestern part of Africa. It's pronounced Namibia. A lot of people have trouble saying that name. I've heard of Namibia or Nambia. It is Namibia, and it's a beautiful country. It was the former Southwest Africa. It's now its own very proud and independent nation. And as you can see here, it's at the top there we've got Angola. Then you've got Zambia over here, Botswana here, South Africa, and then the Atlantic coast running on the western side. It's a lovely place to visit. It's a very safe place to visit. The food's safe, the water's safe, the people are safe. If you stay in your car, the animals are safe. But generally, it's a terrific place and it's a photographer's paradise. I conducted several workshops when I was over there. One of them was a 12-day southern Namibian tour, and another one was a fly-in safari to a remote Himba village, which are a nomadic tribe I'll talk more about later. And also several trips to private game reserves, and of course Etosha, which is Namibia's flagship game park. Namibia is a reasonably sized country, but it's only got a small population of about 2.3 million people, so it's very uncrowded, which also makes it a very nice place to visit. The majority of the population in Namibia are black and coloured, and that's made up of a lot of microcultures of San people, Nama people, Hereros, Himbas, just to name a very small handful. And you've also got Afrikaans people, and then also German descent, and you'll see that in the architecture when you visit. These trips start off by flying firstly over to Namibia, usually via Johannesburg, and then from there we're picked up at the airport in Windhoek, and we're chauffeur driven around to all these amazing places. And the reason I do this is so that we're all in the one place. Everybody's got instant access to the expertise of the guide and my photography expertise, and it's more of a social environment. The guides are hand-picked, firstly on personality. These trips are all about having fun, so we do get some characters. They've got expertise on Namibia. Usually we like them to have an interest in photography as well. I combine their expertise with my expertise to bring you the best trip that you can possibly have. I like to keep the group sizes small, and this is for two reasons. One is so that I'm not spreading myself too thin and I can give everybody individual attention. Also, having a small group means that we can pick and choose our accommodations without being limited to those places that only cater for the big groups. Some of the places that we go to on these tours, and certainly some of my favourite places, would be the quiver tree forest or kokoboom forest in a place called Keetmanshoop. These are large aloe trees and they're just a magnificent thing to shoot in terms of landscape photography. Throughout the country there's wild animals roaming all over the place, but a trip to somewhere like Irindi or Okambara Elephant Lodge will have you getting really close encounters in the luxury of a game vehicle as they just drive us around, and all we do is take photos of amazing landscapes and amazing animals. On the southern Namibian trip, we went down to Fish River Canyon, right down in the south. If you've never been to a canyon before, this place is breathtaking. It's just one big erosion project, and it's fabulous to shoot things like panoramas and just get abstract shots on the detail. One of my favourite places to shoot, particularly on this southern Namibian trip, is Kolmanskop. Kolmanskop is a ghost town that was once a thriving diamond community. They built schools, they built hospitals, that had every amenity to be self-sufficient and supply neighbouring places. Only lasted about 50 years till the diamonds dried up and everyone just packed up and left. The town was really only thriving for about 50 years, and after a period where the diamonds started to dry up, people lost interest. It's a very desolate place, so when you first arrive there you think, who the hell would live here? But diamonds are attractive, so people moved in. But once the diamonds went, everyone just left. They left the doors open, and that of course welcomed in the desert sand. It's a very windy place in the afternoons, and it just keeps the properties well stocked with sand, and you can get some cracking shots like these ones. I often refer to Namibia as the land of sand. It's a big desert, but a trip down to Sossusvlei in the south, where they've got the big giant red sand dunes. They say they're the biggest in the world. I'm going to say they are among the biggest in the world so I don't upset anybody. But these are terrific to shoot, particularly on first light and last light. We always try and visit these places either early morning or late in the afternoon. It's cooler, but it's also where the best light is, and you can get some really nice detail and shadows on the dunes. In the Sossusvlei area is an area called Dead Vlei. Vlei just means a pan. And this is an area that's surrounded by sand dunes. It's a flat pan and it's got 700-year-old acacia trees. They're obviously dead, but they have been preserved due to the lack of precipitation. They haven't broken down over the years and they look really gothic, kind of like a Tim Burton movie. And this is a terrific place to photograph. Again, getting in there early morning or afternoon, you can get some lovely light falling on them, and you could spend hours, if not days, in there just trying to get different creative angles. The tours pass through the city of Swakopmund. Swakopmund is the second largest city in Namibia, and it's located on the Atlantic coast. It's a hive of activities where you can do things like quad biking, skydiving, living desert tours, a tour out onto the harbour to see some dolphins, or pop out on a township tour to meet some of the locals. Namibia is a very developed country and it's very westernised, but there's still the preservation of primitive cultures like the Himba people. We take a fly-in safari usually out to these villages in the northern parts of the country. The flight itself is an experience, but going out to these places gives us a really nice opportunity to see basic living at its best and mix with the people, take some amazing photos. They're very photogenic, they're very friendly, and it's just a good all-round experience. Some of the things we do before the trip just to prepare include a meet and greet where we get the crew together. We might go out for a night, we might even, if the time provides, go and stay somewhere so that we get to know each other a little bit. This helps us to get to know each other's personalities, but we can also get to see what equipment everyone's got, and we just see, is this the best equipment we can go away with? If there's budget to go and buy new things, then we also look at that, and I'll help you through that process. For anyone who feels like they need a refresher, I offer workshops within the Sydney region, and I also can deliver via Skype or any of those sorts of means some online tuition as well, just so that you're back up and ready before we go. Some of the photos that you can expect to take on these trips are absolutely amazing landscape photos, wildlife encounters. There's macro photography, you can get up nice and close and personal with a lot of things. I'd avoid snakes. You could also take panoramic photos. We can have a look at photo stitching. One of my favourites to take is star trail photography. Star trails are terrific, they look amazing. There's one on the screen right now. The skies are often clear and at night the stars are very, very bright. So we can get shots like these, and we'll have a look at the techniques involved and what you can do with all these photos. You can do animations like this or a composite which has all these lovely spirals. We focus heavily on using your shutter speeds, and so that we can freeze action with animals or do zooming effects so that we can get some creative effects out of our photos in camera. And a lot of the techniques are based around utilising the light. It's a place that's got an abundance of light, it's a very colourful place, and we just will look at how we can get the best out of where we're going. After the tour finishes, the fun doesn't end there. You've got a whole lot of really beautiful photos. That's when we look at the post-production process, so we can sit down with the software and polish them up and really bring out the best in those photos. Some of the software we use is Lightroom, so if you bring a laptop along on these trips, you can do some post-production in the field. I run courses on these back in Sydney, so after the trip you can relive the experiences, learning the software, and then really bringing out the best in those shots. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you do visit this wonderful country one day, whether it's with me or independently. This trip's open to absolutely anyone of any age and any skill level, so if you'd like some more information or you'd like to book on one of these trips, please visit the website mattkemp.com, and you can contact me directly on my email, matt@mattkemp.com. Thanks very much, and I look forward to you joining me on one of these tours.
Come walking out. Come walking out. When that train roll up and out. Come walking out. Come walking out.